all of Moscow's commissions have a very unique role and a very purposeful role. Many times, these commissions do work that's behind the scenes, not necessarily in the limelight of day-to-day politics or day-to-day operations, but still it's vital to our community. And I'm proud to say, as the staff liaison for the Fair and Affordable Housing Commission, that this particular commission has done great things and is looking out for the best invested interest of those within the most vulnerable capacity in our community. Boy Scouts, thank you for coming. Again, this is an excellent opportunity to learn about government. I thank you again for your roles as citizens within our community and your service and dedication to your organization. I thank you. Your guys' volunteer work will continue to progress, and it will have a great impact within those youths and within you as young men as you progress as well. I'm actually an Eagle Scout from Troop 345. With that, though, going back to the commission, again, I wanted to say that just like the Boy Scouts, we have volunteers that are passionate about what they do on this commission. And I wanted to take the opportunity to thank the previous commissioners within this organization, and I also wanted to thank those that are now serving. Looking at just the list of qualifications, the unique background that each commissioner has within this commission is simply amazing. I don't say that lightly. Just the vast backgrounds, the experience, the education, the different perspectives that each member takes and brings to this table is absolutely fascinating. And it takes a unique person to organize that and to keep things rolling and keep things in a general direction. There's great things that are happening within the commission, and I'd like to introduce the chair. Randy, you want to come up here and give an introduction of what the Fair and Affordable Housing Commission has done?
Well, yes, indeed, I would. Ryan, thank you very much.
Randy.
Hello, Randy.
Mayor, council members, how are you this evening? Thank you for your time tonight. And Linda, thank you for your interest in the Fair and Affordable Housing Commission. And if I can get this right, no, there we are. We're just going to start out with a little introduction about who all is on our commission. Myself, the chair. Casey Holcomb is our new vice chair. We had just had an election of officers here this last month, and Casey is the new vice chair, and Melanie Wolf is our new secretary. And by the way, Melanie is a brand new member of the commission. She was just appointed here a month ago, and she immediately stepped forward and wished to participate a little deeper. Jill Maxwell, who has been on the commission for many, many years. She's kind of the matriarch of the whole project. And you'll see that Casey Holcomb is listed on here twice. She wears many hats in this community. She's involved in a lot of different kinds of things, and she's very important to us, so we put her name on there twice. Jamal likes it, Bruce Pickman, Rachel Lane, Kirsten Miller is also a new commissioner. She's just been with us for a month. And Linda, thank you very much. Your name will go on here as well. And that little circle there with one vacancy now should go away. Then Ann Zabala, the council liaison. Ann had been a commissioner. We really valued her participation when she was elected to city council. We're really delighted that she was assigned to this commission to continue on our work. And then, of course, Ryan, you know Ryan very well. He's very valuable and instrumental to everything that we're able to put together and keeps us in line. So just a real short review. In 2016, we had submitted to the council our final analysis of impediments to fair housing. This is a project that we have to do every 10 years, and it is part of the state requirement to make us eligible for state funds that are distributed through HUD. There were some basic conclusions that we arrived at. First, that there is a perception of discrimination of housing in Moscow. Now, the people that had responded to the survey, none of them acknowledged that they had been discriminated against, but they do believe that there is discrimination going on in Moscow. So there's a perception there that we are trying to tackle and trying to overcome. Second, there is a clear perception of income discrimination within the respondents, indicating that income is their most significant factor in their choice of housing. a lot of these individuals would prefer to move to live someplace else, to be in a nicer location, but they can't afford it. They can't afford to live closer to their school or to the playgrounds or to their shopping. So money is really the cost of it, the cost of housing. And then lastly, we did determine that the annual income to rent expense ratio for renters reaches what is called housing cost burden levels, and that's 30% of your annual income. Moscow, and it depends on which survey you really look at, we're either the third or the fourth highest cost of housing in the state of Idaho. And it's clearly reflected throughout all of the surveys that we do take. So out of those three conclusions, we had talked about some actions. We're going to develop programs and partnerships that specifically address affordability, and I think that you're all familiar with the Moscow Affordable Housing Trust program. They came out of the Fair and Affordable Housing Commission several years ago. Nils Peterson is the executive director of that, and he's been making some progress and cutting some inroads and bringing some of the awareness and some of the issues forward. I think he's doing some very valuable work. We're going to present an affordable housing proclamation, and you'll be hearing more about that next month, so I'm not going to dwell on that very much here today. April is a fair and affordable housing month nationwide, so we'll be back talking a little further about that particular topic. And then, where can training programs be presented? What the training programs that we have, embraced are largely centered around rights and responsibilities. We're reaching out to particularly young people who are coming out of college housing, or they're moving away from home and they're looking to enter into the rental markets for the first time. They're signing leases, but they don't really know what's going on. So we're really trying to do an educational program, helping them become aware of their rights and responsibilities. We also work with landlords and property managers to talk about rights and responsibilities from their side of it too. So both parties to these contracts have both rights and responsibilities. And then a new project that we're presently working on, and the technology of this is a little beyond me, so Ann Zabala and one of the senators from ASUI are really kind of the instigators of this, but we're creating a webinar, or a series of webinars to address these rights and responsibility topics. So I really do appreciate Ann's participation in that, and I'm looking forward to getting this actually produced and posted out there someplace on the web, wherever that's at.